All right, so we have some information on the upcoming EZAs, 4 to be exact, and those EZAs are going to be this tech transforming Trunks right here. We also have the INT Mai as well, which potentially she could actually be better than the STR Mai that just came out. So, and that would be a good thing because she's an older unit, so more people would have her. She already has a top tier support in her passives for time travelers. Potentially a very, very good support unit right here and a very good defensive unit. And we also have the AGL transforming Zamasu as well, which is very, very key and important at this point because of the circumstance with extreme class units and also the new LR Tech Zamasu that came out, Fusion Zamasu, which I think he should have been named so differently, but it should have been like mutated or half corrupted Fusion Zamasu so that he could link up with other Fusion Zamasus. This Zamasu and Gowasu are also getting an EZA. So let's go ahead and take a look at their information right here. We have INT Mai first in line here of the 4 units that are getting their EZAs. So her old leader skill, which this isn't too significant, but it was a full 120% to HP and attack and defense, and also a full 70% to INT type. And then she gets a 130% instead of 120 when she gets her EZA, and then 90% to INT. Her old super attack is Flash Grenade, causes supreme damage with a high chance of stunning the enemy. And then her new super attack after EZAing is going to be raises defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage with a high chance of stunning the enemy. That's fine. I think that's fine because she really does need defense in her kit to really bring out her potential as a support unit. So her old passive was time travelers category allies keep +2 in attack and defense plus 40%, high chance of stunning the attacked enemy. And then her new passive is defense plus 120%. Okay, that's a good start. Attack plus 80% when attacking. Time travelers category allies keep +2 in attack and defense plus 40%. And if those allies are superclass, they get an additional key +1 and attack and defense plus 10%. Okay, she's looking really, really good. Just that part, like, that is huge. That is huge. I like that a lot. Okay, high chance of stunning the attacked enemy. Great chance to evade attacks from an enemy hit by this character's super attack within the same turn if there is a future saga category enemy. Oh, what? No. Enemy? At least make it ally. Either way, that little condition right there, that's stupid. That's so dumb. Let's just stack condition upon condition here. Great chance to evade enemies' attacks, or great chance to evade attacks from an enemy hit by this character's super attack within the same turn. Definitely slot 2 or slot 3 unit. If there is a future saga category enemy, gain an additional defense plus 80%, and if HP is below 70%, reveal the location of enemies' super attacks. That's not bad. Okay, her kit is so much better afterwards, but those little conditions, like if HP is below 70, I mean, I get it. It's a really powerful effect. I don't know how I feel about that right now, but I would say overall her kit got a lot better. All right, but moving on to Gowasu and Zamasu, a lesson in good and evil. Old leader skill was Realm of Gods, full 120%. Their new leader skill is a full 130%. Old super attack causes supreme damage to enemy and steals super attack. New super attack greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to enemy and steals super attack. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Old passive was Divine Wisdom. All allies keep +2 and defense plus 70%. High chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack. Key +5 and attack plus 100% when attacking extreme class enemies. You gotta remember, this one's actually a super class unit, if any of you didn't know. Even though it has Zamasu in it, it's before he completely betrayed Gowasu. Their passive after the EZA is Divine Wisdom. All allies key +3 and defense plus 70%. So defense stay the same, but they get 1 more key. Grant all allies an additional key +1 and attack plus 30% if all allies attacking the same turn are on the Realm of Gods category. High chance of evading enemies' attacks. I don't know if I like that or not. Because here's the thing, like if you get 3 Realm of Gods category allies on the team, but then you can't keep them all on that rotation because one of them has to rotate off. Kind of restrictive. You might as well just say all allies on the team in general. not just in the same attacking turn. That's my opinion, though. I don't think I like that very much, actually, now that I think about it, because you do have to rotate a Realm of Gods category character off. If you only have 3 of them, that makes this passive a little bit wonky and not very flexible, which is not exactly a great thing. High chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack. Okay, I like that. No conditions on that. That's good. Key +5 and attack +140% and defense +70% when attacking extreme class enemies. Attack +70% and defense +140% when attacking super class enemies. So you get more defense against super class enemies, more attack against extreme class enemies, and key. Okay. Gain an additional attack and defense +70% when performing a super attack. I do have to say, I like the Mai better. I like what they improved on her better and how much they improved her. Because this part of their passive where they give the support, all allies attacking in the same turn are on the Realm of Gods category. It's very restrictive. You might as well just be running a full Realm of Gods category team at that point, so you can just get this part of the passive all the time. Just the way they handled that part is just a little bit weird. A little bit weird to me. But that's just me. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below for sure about all of this as I go over it. So then on to the next one, we have Trunks Teen Future. This is a lot to go over because he has 3 different transformations, or 2 different ones, I should say. Future Saga category, key +3 and HP and attack and defense, or HP and attack +170%, defense +130%, and then the super class is a full 120%. Now it's going to be full 170% to Future Saga and a full 130% to Superclass, which is what that's to be expected with the leader skills at this point because they've been doing that. So his super attack before EZAs raises attack and causes immense damage, and then his super attack after EZAs raises attack and greatly raises defense for 3 turns. I wish they would have made it for 5. 5 would have been better if they're going to do something like that, because you got to remember one of those turns he's going to be off rotation. His old passive is attack and defense +100%, and then transform when conditions are met. His passive needs a lot of attention. So let's see what they did with it. Attack and defense +140%. Superclass allies key +2. Okay. Perform an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack. Chance to perform a critical hit +30% during the turn and when attacking. Transform when conditions are met. And then after he transforms into Super Saiyan Trunks. So just to clarify, shout out to Goresh, by the way, for these translations. I'm not trying to nitpick at anything he's doing here. Does great work in helping get this information out to us as soon as possible. This is like his boost, and this is his actual transformation. So we're gonna go over this one first. Old super attack, he raises attack and defense infinitely, causes immense damage to enemy. New super attack, he greatly raises attack and defense infinitely. Nice. Okay. His old passive, attack and defense +120%, key +1 and additional attack and defense +10% at the start of each turn. Key up to +4 and attack and defense up to +80%. And now onto his passive after his EZA, attack and defense +150%. Super class allies key +2, key +1 plus an additional attack and defense +25% at the start of each turn. Key up to +4 and attack and defense up to 100%. Perform an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack. Perform an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack once 4 turns have elapsed from first appearance. Chance to perform a critical hit +30% during the turn and when attacking. I like the superclass allies key +2. I think that's nice. And then the Sword of Hope Super Saiyan Trunks causes immense damage to enemy and massively lowers defense for his old super attack. And now he's massively raising attack for 1 turn and then causing immense damage to enemy and massively lowers defense. That's nice. His old passive is attack +30% and defense +10% per key sphere obtained. Attacks effective against all types. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to TEQ key spheres. After his EZA, attack +40% and defense +20% per key sphere obtained. So that's what I was thinking they would change with that. Very minor differences, but can make all the difference sometimes, depending on what teams you have and everything like that. But an extra 10% to attack, an extra 10% to defense is nice. Perform critical hits. Oh, okay. Superclass allies key +3 and gain an additional attack +50% when collecting 4 or more key spheres. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type, TEQ excluded, to TEQ key spheres. Overall, I think they did fairly well with this kit. Pretty excited to see what this guy can do after DJ, but it's shaping up pretty good from what we read. But moving on to Zamasu here. Zamasu, True Power of God. His old leader skill was Realm of Gods, 170 and then 130. Extreme class, HP and attack and defense plus 120 across the board. And then Realm of Gods becomes 170% across the board in stats, and the extreme class becomes 130% across the board, which is pretty expected. His old super attack, he causes immense damage to enemy and greatly lowers defense. After his EZA, he raises defense infinitely and causes immense damage to enemy and greatly lowers defense. So he's raising defense infinitely. That's interesting. Okay. His old passive is attack plus 100%, reduces damage received by 40%, recovers 7% HP when HP is 70% or less, perform Patara fusion when conditions are met. After his EZA, his attack and defense is plus 140%. Extreme class allies key plus 2. Okay, so we're going along with the same theme that Trunks is going along with. He gives super class allies key plus 2. Reduces damage received by 40%, which is still really good. Recovers 10% HP at the start of the turn. Recovers 20% HP at the end of the turn. No conditions at all. It just straight up recovers HP. That is potentially very big. 30% total HP. I know it's broken up between the start of turn and the end of turn. I'm actually liking that a lot. His old super attack causes immense damage to enemy and greatly lowers defense. And then his new super attack after EZAs raises attack and defense infinitely and causes immense damage to enemy and greatly lowers defense. So he's stacking attack and defense after fusion. On top of that, he's getting the damage reduction. I am curious to see how this damage reduction fares with this guy stacking defense. Okay, that's interesting. His old passive is key plus 2 and attack plus 120%, reduces damage received by 40%, recovers 10% HP when HP is 80% or less. I'm interested to see what they're going to change that to. Okay, right here. His new passive, key plus 2 and attack and defense plus 150%. Extreme class allies key plus 2. Okay. Reduces damage received by 50%. Gain an additional attack plus 50% when performing a super attack. Perform an additional super attack during the turn where this character receives an attack. Recovers 10% HP when HP is 90% or less. Okay, so they changed that condition from 80 to 90. Okay. Recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn every time this character receives 5 or more hits during battle. It's not busted. They did make it a little worse in Fusion Zamasu's form, but he is also getting more damage reduction as well. And then the last part here, this is Fusion Zamasu again, but remember, this is the corrupted Fusion Zamasu. And then Garesh put a note here, post-transformation, because he has the same name. Haha. Okay. Yeah, that is pretty funny and like stupid funny, like as in why? Just why? All right, so a super attack is Divine Hammer, causes immense damage to enemy and massively lowers defense. So that was the old super attack. His new super attack is Divine Hammer, massively raises attack for 1 turn and causes immense damage to enemy and massively lowers defense. Its old passive is Key plus 4, attack plus 280%, reduces damage received by 20%, disables enemy's guard, super class allies attack minus 20%. Or minus 10%. His passive after his EZA is Key plus 6, and attack plus 300%, and defense plus 100%. I want to look at something real quick. So if we take a look at Zamasu here, Zamasu, and we take a look at his fusion conditions. Perform Patara fusion starting from the 3rd turn from the start of battle. That actually makes me think base just isn't too great. And then the mutation can be activated upon entering next attacking turn once only. So this one right here, you can control. This one you cannot. But moving on with the rest of his passive in the mutated Fusion Zamasu form, reduces damage received by 30%, gain an additional attack plus 50%, and high chance to perform a critical hit when performing a super attack. Perform an additional super attack every time this character performs 2 or more attacks in battle, up to once per turn. Gain an additional defense plus 50% when performing a super attack for 3 turns from first appearance. Disables enemy's guard, superclass allies, and enemies attack minus 10%. Okay, so they added enemies to that rather than just superclass allies. Okay. Now, here's what I like. This one right here. Perform an additional super attack every time this character performs 2 or more attacks in battle. What I like about this is when you get to this transformation, if you activate this, you still have some synergy here, because the way you want to build this character, which I'll go over more in detail in another video, but real quick, I want to, snip this right now, is you probably want to go with all additionals. Now, the great thing is he's AGL, so he has built-in additionals already. So you're going to want to do additionals just because he raises defense infinitely in his base form Zamasu, and then he raises attack and defense infinitely in his fusion Zamasu form right here. So you want to do additionals anyway. And on top of that, those additionals have synergy with this right here. So that's actually pretty good. In the mutated form, he has a high chance of performing critical hits. So this guy might be pretty good. Either way, I will not have a full opinion until I can use these units myself. But let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below about all the information we just went over. And let me know if you are excited for the improvements that have been made, or if there were some things that you thought were pretty questionable in their EZA kits. Let me know all your thoughts and feelings down in the comments below. And don't forget to check this video out right here.